Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like true crime and you're watching on Rumble, hit the follow button. Either way, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're watching on TikTok, you've been here the whole time. Good to see you guys. You get a little pre-show warm-up on TikTok. So shout out to everybody. We got 3 cases to talk about. Apparently, this guy, the guy behind me and the guy that you guys see on TikTok, apparently he calls 911 and confesses to taking his wife out.
You what?
Crazy as hell. Okay, so we're going to talk about this guy first. I think his name was Christopher Robertson is his name. Then this one sounds crazy as hell. Dude's name is Lynn Lindaman. He was a pediatric surgeon, 73 years old in Iowa. And apparently he is one of those creepy dudes that likes. Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared the absolute shit out of me. Sorry, y'all. I usually mute the YouTubes, but the YouTube channel just started blasting in my face. Lord have mercy. But anyways, he's one of these creepy dudes that, well, let's just say there was an 8-year-old girl involved, and he's a pediatric surgeon.
What? What the fuck?
Jesus. Talk about sick. So we're going to talk about him. And then there's another plastic surgeon, and it said plastic surgeon performing some things, and then I think he loses the patient. So I don't know. And it apparently was careless. It was like craziness. I don't know. But we're gonna talk about them all. You guys ready? Thumbs up in the chat. Tap the screen like crazy. Hit me with the hand hearts, y'all. We're trying to get 50 of them. We got 3. YouTube, good to see you guys. Hit the like button. Rumble, hit the like button, and let's freaking do this, y'all. Rumble, you guys good? Thumbs up. You guys good? YouTube, everything good? Sound good? Look good? I think so. Oh, except I forgot to put the banner up, and I forgot to change the logo to the Mystery Project. There we go. Sweet. Now we're good. All right, I'm going to shrink myself down. Oh, man. Let's see what this crazy guy did. Y'all, hand hearts, TikTok. Let's get him 50 of them.
A man in Texas reportedly called 911 and told them he killed his wife. And instead of getting rid of her body, he allegedly wrapped her in a tarp and put her in a back bedroom of their home. We're digging into how the
What? What the fuck?
That escalated quickly. Dear God. And TikTok, if you want to see the videos, come over to YouTube. Just search the Mystery Project. Or Rumble. Search the Mystery Project. You have a sunburn. Thank you, Yoga. I do? Yeah, I got a little bit redder than I had anticipated today. All right, let's keep going.
This police investigation took a terrible turn with Detective Eric Barnes. Welcome to Sidebar.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Jennifer, I do see that. Jennifer, starting the Off the Grid love. Thank you so much. That's the first one, y'all. TheHauntedSide.com. Get some merch. Check out the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App links. Hit me up if you want to. I appreciate it. Thanks for the coffee. Jennifer, thank you for the coffee, Jennifer. Hell yeah. Let's go.
By Law&Crime, I'm Jesse Weber. This is a story we got to get into. So a man returns home from a trip out of town, and he returns to his brother's Fort Worth home. And when he's there, he makes this horrific discovery. This happened earlier this month. Around 9:30 p.m. on Friday, April 19th, he found 33-year-old Christopher Robinson at home. And he was so intoxicated that he could barely speak. And from there, he notices a foul odor coming from one of the bedrooms. That's where this man found his brother's wife, 34-year-old Kristlynne Owens Robertson. She was shirtless. She was wrapped up in a tarp. Police later discovered that she had been shot in the head.
You what?
Jeez. What in the hell is wrong with these people?
Now, an arrest affidavit says that an Officer Mendoza was the first one to respond. And it says, quote, Officer Mendoza arrived at the scene and later located a female wrapped up inside a blue tarp in the far south bedroom. The female appeared not to be wearing a shirt, and there was blood on her skin, and there appeared to be a bruise or mark on the right side of her neck. The tarp covered the remaining portion of her body. Therefore, officers were unable to locate anything else. He goes on to state, Officer Mendoza spoke with the brother of Christopher Robertson. He stated that Eric and Kristlynne are married and that he had been gone for several days. When he returned today, he observed Christopher extremely intoxicated inside the house. He then saw Christopher walk into his bedroom, at which time the brother smelled a strong foul odor. The brother observed Christopher trip over something in his bedroom, and he looked inside and saw Kristlynne wrapped inside a tarp. The brother was able to remove Christopher from the house, call for police and medical assistance. And then this one's interesting. The brother also removed a black handgun from the desk inside of Christopher's room and placed it inside his room for safekeeping.
Whoa.
Now, Officer Mendoza requested a homicide detective to come out to scene. Excuse me. Now,
I would imagine so.
Officer Mendoza requested a homicide detective to come out to the scene. That homicide detective was Detective Anderson, the one who wrote up this arrest affidavit, got a judge to sign off on a warrant for the home. Police tried to talk to Robertson, but again, he was incoherent. Detective Anderson says, quote, I briefly met with Christopher Robertson, but he was too intoxicated to understand what I was saying or provide a meaningful response. An investigator from the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office also responded to the home. We'll get to that in a
Damn, Tarrant County, that's like east of Dallas.
second. But going back to this affidavit, says, I quote, I responded to the address and observed Kristlynne wrapped inside a blue tarp along with blood on her shoulder and the bruise or mark on the side of her neck. I also observed an office chair that appeared.
What? Y'all, Tarrant County is like out here. This is Tarrant County over in this area of Texas.
To have fallen and was covering Kristlynne's head. The body was transported to the medical examiner's office. The homicide detective went to a judge to get a warrant to search the home. And then the next morning, the Emmy's office told investigators that Kristlynne had been shot in the lower left side of her face and that there were bullet fragments inside of her head. Around noon, Robertson himself called 911. He identified himself and his wife, gave the dispatcher their address, said he...
Hold up. No, Tarrant County is Fort Worth, isn't it, y'all? What's the county that Tyler, Texas is in? Texas counties map. Carroll. Is that what it's called? Show me the image. I don't want to buy a freaking thing. Of course you're not going to show me. Is it Terrell County? I can't remember. It's been too long, y'all. It's been too long since I've been home. Pat map. What'd I do? Smith County? That's the one Tyler's in? Tyler's south? No, Tyler's on the east. That's like going out towards Shreveport. Okay, let's keep going. This is crazy as hell, y'all.
Killed her. He reportedly said to the dispatcher, my father-in-law is going to kill me. I actually killed his daughter. I killed his daughter. The affidavit states, quote,
whoa.
On the 21st day of April 2024, Detective Sullivan and I went to the address and met with Christopher Robertson. Christopher Robertson admitted to shooting his wife one time and stated that he wanted to go to jail.
Jesus. Every time he says Christopher Robertson, I think Christopher Robinson. Isn't that Winnie the Pooh?
Robertson also handed us a gun that he had on his person and
dear God. Go Vols! Shout out to the teachers. Long time no see. Good to see you. Thank you for the hand heart. Y'all hit me with some hand hearts over on TikTok. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 25,000 likes, y'all. And hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick if you like true crime. Same thing, YouTube. Hit the like button. Rumble, hit the like button. Subscribe and follow. Do all the things, y'all. And let's keep going.
Stated that it was the gun that he used to shoot his wife. Now, that's interesting because if the brother already gave the police a gun, is this a second gun? Right now, Robertson currently in custody. Whoa. His bail set at $100,000. He's faced with a murder charge. Now, we did a little bit of digging.
$100,000? Oh, my God. That seems very low for that kind of crime.
Into Robertson's background. It appears he served in the military, even attended a military linguist school, but it's unclear the circumstances under which he left the Army. And then in December of 2016, Robertson was arrested for terroristic threats of a family or household member. He spent a little more than a year in jail.
What the hell? Man, this is crazy. By the way, TikTok overlords, entertainment and educational purposes only. This is a true crime channel, and we're listening to a true crime report. We got to make that clear because the little robot AI people are crazy as hell.
How dare you?
That's what they say. Go Vols. Thanks for resubscribing. Good to see you. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. Thanks for ringing the subscriber bell, supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Y'all, there's some new tiers, I guess, on subscribing. You can be a misdemeanor, you could be a felony, or you could be a capital case. Go check it out, y'all. Click that little thing down there that just popped up. All right, let's go. Let's keep it going.
He was paroled in 2019. Exact circumstances surrounding that arrest are currently unknown. But the victim's family says that Kristlynne was a mother to 5 children. She enjoyed crafts like crocheting. In fact, she had a separate Facebook page to show off her creations called Mommy's Crochet Corner. She often posted about her life there, too. In a post from August 2023, Kristlynne shared photos of herself and the soon-to-be suspect, saying, "This man has been my bestie and has been a great love of my life. We've been lucky to have one another after we've gone through life's ups and downs and finally came together." The post continues, "I've been very lucky to have someone who knows me for me. The challenges I've gone through, I have someone who'll be there for the gray hair and wrinkles. Here's to hopefully 30 more years of fun." Well, with that...
Damn.
Let me bring back on to Sidebar Detective Eric Barnes. Detective, thank you so much for coming on. Really sad case, particularly that last part when you think about what she was hoping for in her life and what impact she had on her family and the community. What are your overall thoughts on this?
It's just the only way I can describe it is a tragedy. The fact that she lost her life is bad enough, but it's almost like a double victimization for the family, for her to lose her life at the hands of someone they trusted to be a part of their family. And you know, it's just a tough story.
It seems kind of open and
Yeah. Holy hell.
shut a little bit, but not really. There's still I have a ton of questions. If you're a detective in this case, what are you doing now?
At this point in the investigation, what you're really trying to do is make sure all the facts in the investigation line up. You don't want to get ahead of yourself and just be in a rush to kind of judge and put together the pieces of the puzzle too fast. I think that often in these type of investigations, it seems open and shut. But the most important thing that you want to be able to answer is why this happened.
So just taking a step back, even though he admitted to it, don't they still have to run ballistics and they have to run fingerprints and forensics to make sure he is actually the shooter? Because we've covered cases before where someone claims that they're responsible for a crime or think they're responsible for a crime, but they're really not. So you can't just take his word for it, right?
That's correct. You know, and the fact that he was intoxicated at the time that they made contact with him also can play a factor into that. Maybe he was delusional at the time he gave a statement to police. So you just have to make sure that all your dots connect.
Wow. What a frightening case to talk about.
Yeah.
And yes, we focus on a lot of crimes here on Sidebar, but I don't want you to be fooled. If he's also intoxicated and let's say he assumed that he did shoot her, how does that affect his liability? How does that affect his case?
Well, I think, you know, in reading through the affidavit, the detectives waited a substantial period to actually make an arrest on him. And here in the state of Texas, someone being intoxicated will affect the validity of their statement. So you want to make sure that they're in the right state of mind and before you're able to get a statement for them, because it's easily suppressed by a defense attorney in court if you take the statement of someone who's intoxicated.
That's
Natalie, thanks for the follow. Y'all hit the follow button real quick. If you're on TikTok, hit the follow button. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every single night. Keep tapping the screen like crazy too, y'all. And hit me with the little hand hearts. We got 4 of them. We're trying to get 50. Come on, y'all. Let's do it.
very true. But in terms of a murder charge, I don't think there's a defense to murder for voluntary intoxication. Otherwise, people would get drunk and commit murders and they'd get off. But is there something to be said that if you are intoxicated it lowers your does it lower it to a manslaughter charge at any point? Does it, because it does affect someone's ability to understand the circumstances of what's happening. By the way, again, assuming that he was intoxicated when the shooting happened, he could have shot her and then.
I didn't put the case on the banner anymore. Just because I want people to come to search the Mystery Project on YouTube and find the, what's it called? Live stream. That's the word. Find the channel. Plus, everybody will type in the names of it. It's Christopher Robertson. That's who this is right now. But yeah, I just want people to come check out, y'all, the Mystery Project right there. Search that on YouTube. You can find it. You can find all the names for every single case we're going to be doing and everything. You can see the video even. Patrick Slay. Hey, what's up, Holly? What's up, Grammy Patty? Yeah, you could see the video. You could get all the names. You could do everything. Just search the Mystery Project on YouTube and Rumble, y'all. We're live on Rumble as well. We got 123 people watching on Rumble, and we got 27 people watching on YouTube. Let's go. And 300 or so on TikTok. So TikTok, y'all need to hit the follow button. Tap the screen like crazy. 25,000 likes. And we need some hand hearts, y'all. Hit me with those ones right here. The little hands ones with the little pink heart in the middle. Get it going, y'all. Let's crush some goals real quick. All right, let's go.
Got drunk, right? We don't still know the timing of when this happened, but in your experience, has someone being drunk or intoxicated affected a murder charge?
I think intoxication and manslaughter will come into play more when operating motor vehicles. But when you use firearms, firearms have one intent. That's to seriously injure someone or to cause death.
Yeah. It's such a crazy scene to respond to and a really gruesome scene to respond to. I know this might be difficult, but just if you can give our audience an understanding, what is it like for officers to respond to scenes like this?
Must be heartbreaking.
When you respond to these types of crime scenes, you're walking into someone's home, which is a very intimate setting, and you don't know what you're going to walk into. Your adrenaline's pumping, and the first thing that you're looking for is a threat. Once you make sure that there's no threat present, the human part kicks in, and you see someone that has been murdered. It actually, the human part of a police officer kicks back in because that person has family, and you automatically start to empathize with the victim.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. I'm just curious. Do you ever get numb to it? I sometimes wonder that. I cover these cases all the time. I wonder if I get numb to some of the things that I'm reading and hearing about. But I do always wonder if officers, do they become numb to seeing a dead body or seeing someone brutalized or killed?
I think after you go to a certain number of crime scenes and, it becomes your job, you can view crime scenes as work.
Jennifer, thanks for the hand hearts. Damn, 2 of them too. So very sweet. Oh, 3 or 4? Oh, Jennifer, what are you doing? So many hand hearts. Y'all, don't let Jennifer get them all.
Like this is a task.
Jennifer, you coming in strong right now. Thank you so much, y'all. Oh, don't let the love train stop with Jennifer.
To complete. But I think it always ties in for me whenever I meet with the family. That part just ties in the emotional loss, the grief, that really hits home, and it also helps kind of push you to do your job.
It's such a loss of such a young life, a special life here. Again, just reading about her sounded like an incredible person and affected a lot of people. I want to ask you about the 2 guns. Did you find that odd? So again, based on the accounting, the brother had supplied law enforcement with a weapon. I think it was a Sig Sauer, but then the suspect said, "Here's the gun that I used to kill." Strange.
Well, maybe in other states, but in Texas, they have multiple firearms within a residence is a pretty common thing. And I think that, the brother, having his wits about himself in the midst of a horrible situation, did the right thing by securing that firearm, but only the suspect will know which firearm was used, to commit this murder.
I want to go back to the body, though, too. The state in which she was found, as I mentioned, partially dressed, partially covered. The injuries, the blood, the neck, what does that all tell you?
My first thoughts when reading over the affidavit was, it's not uncommon whenever you see an emotional tie between suspect and victim for you to find a victim at a crime scene that is covered up or wrapped up in some way. It's been my experience that suspects will want to try to, the emotional loss. They also deal with that too in a moment where they just kind of try to realize what it is that they've done and come to terms with it. So the last thing they want to do is, stare at the body of the victim. So they.
Oh my God. Yep. 25,000 likes. Thank you, y'all. Hit the follow button if you're new here and hit me with those hand hearts. Ooh, somebody did. Vet. Thank you. Appreciate the love.
Kind of cover them up at times. And I think that the fact that she had no shirt on could be linked to him moving the body around, trying to
Andrea, thanks for the
move
follow.
the body into an area where she's easily, concealed in case someone did come to the house.
I thought it could have been, again, I have no idea. I'm purely speculating. But I always think it's interesting in that sense when the shooting happened. And I wonder if they were in the middle of some sort of argument or she was in the bathroom getting ready. Because I would imagine the state of someone's undress would tell you something about the timing or the circumstances surrounding a shooting like this as well. Am I totally off?
No, that's a very possible theory, and those are the things that a detective is going to have to iron out once he's able to sit down with the sober suspect.
And probably match his story of what happened. We don't know what the story is, right? It could have. He may say, "Oh, I was acting in self-defense. Oh, we got into an argument." But again, they would have to match that up to the ballistics and where the shooting happened in the home, and where all this happened and where the fight happened. But again, we don't know.
Damn.
The circumstances of this. We don't know what he's going to say. The fact that he seemingly confessed, though, I don't see much wiggle room for him to go. If he were to say this was an argument that turned bad, could this be a manslaughter type of case? Do you see that in kind of these domestic violence incidents?
Well, the first thing I thought about when multiple firearms were in the affidavit was the possible self-defense claim that with multiple firearms being out and available in the residence. And, if there was some type of disturbance or argument or even threats being made, that could possibly set him up for a possible self-defense argument. But I think that on this occasion, when you look at the specific facts that he was found at the residence, his brother came in and was able to find that he made an attempt to.
Can you imagine coming home and seeing your brother like that and then your brother's wife like that? You'd be like,
What? What the fuck?
I can't even imagine how terrifying that would be. And he's just blasted out of his mind, wasted. Julie, thanks for the off the grid.
Get out of my attic.
That's a Galaxy Gang check-in, y'all. That's 2 off the grids. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Jennifer, thank you for the Venmo. You guys are so sweet. Hit me with a little love, y'all. You can find it on thehauntedSide.com. All the links. Dawn, thank you for those hand hearts, too. We like the big ones. We're trying to get the little ones, too, y'all. The little hands with the pink heart in the middle. But, Dawn, hey, if you got some heart for me, I'll take it. Too sweet, y'all. Put some hearts in the chat. Put some hearts in the chat. By the way, TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you enjoy a little true crime, I'm live every night. LYS, just like that. Oh, damn. LYS, you coming in strong right now. What you doing? Damn. Megan, thanks for sharing the live. Emily, nope, you're good. We're a few minutes in, so you're good. Dawn, there you go, Dawn. Just like, oh, shit. Dawn said, oh. Silly me. And then sends like 4,947 hearts. Damn. Thank you guys for the love. Seriously, thank you. You don't have to do any of that. So when you do, I really appreciate it. And come on over to YouTube, TikTok, if you want to see the video, The Mystery Project on YouTube. Just search it. You'll find it. We're live right now. And we're live on Rumble if you would prefer Rumble, where you can say whatever the hell you want and there's no censorship. 161 people on Rumble, 34 people on YouTube, and 250-ish on TikTok. So y'all, we need to hit some goals so TikTok will share the stream out. We need TikTok to share this stream out. All right, let's keep going.
Hide the body. If it's
and y'all, the quick recap, the hand heart recap. This recap is brought to you by Hand Hearts.
Bruh.
This guy right here, his name's Kristlynne Robertson. And apparently he lives with or maybe he lives with his brother. I don't know. But anyways, his brother was out of town. His brother came back to find this guy. Hi, Dallas. What's wrong? What do you need? He came back, found his brother like wasted, and couldn't really even make any sense. Then he goes in and finds his brother's wife no longer living. And he'd wrapped her in like a sheet or something and put her in the bedroom in the room. And apparently it had been there for a couple of days. She had been there for a couple of days. So crazy as hell. So he calls 911 immediately. This guy gets arrested, and now, like Jesse said, they're trying to find out, was this some kind of self-defense? Was this like an argument that went bad? We don't know what it is. We don't know what happened. All we know is that he's arrested. But let's keep going, y'all.
Self-defense claim. You don't make efforts to hide.
Yeah.
The murder.
Again, I have no idea if that's what he's going to argue, what his defense would be, if he will choose to defend this. I'm just trying to make sense of it in one way or another. And I just want to end on this. The timing of it, right? I mentioned that you get this call, it seems late at night on April 19th, but it's not until the next day when the warrant is issued, and the next day when I believe they get that 911 phone call from Robertson. Does that timeline seem odd to you?
And just reading through, looking at the dates, it did. But when I started looking at the actual times that things carried out, I believe it was in the evening hours on the 19th. And it's very common for officers and investigators to be thorough and take their time combing through the facts. And so sometimes investigations carry on for hours.
True. Marty, thanks for sharing the live. Y'all hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy and hit me with those hand hearts, y'all.
Yeah.
Before you're able to actually put pen to paper.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I want to follow this one. I want an explanation for why this happened. Again, really sad case, but excellent perspective from Detective Eric Barnes. Really appreciate it, sir. Thank you for coming on. And again, thank you for the work that you and your colleagues do as well.
Damn. Crazy as hell. So we'll have to follow that one, y'all. See what's going on there. This next case is nuts, y'all. What? This dude, Lynn, how do you say his last name? Lynn Lindaman. Lynn Lindaman. This dude is sick. Absolutely disgusting. Check this out. 73 years old. He was, big emphasis on was, a pediatric surgeon in Iowa for years. A jury recently convicted him of SA on an 8-year-old girl at his home. His ex-wife testified that he told her he was helping the girl explore her sexuality in a safe place.
What? What the fuck?
This comes decades after a prior conviction of SA, but Lindaman was still able to practice medicine.
You what?
Yeah. So let's talk about this crazy dude. Sick. It should start. Ready, set, go.
Here's a question for you.
Look at that crazy looking dude. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Brooke. Yeah, revolting. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, he's 73 years old. You heard that right.
How is it a 73-year-old pediatric surgeon was able to abuse an 8-year-old after he was already convicted of sexually assaulting
Entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok.
a teenager over 40 years ago? Well, he was just
40 years ago?
sentenced to decades behind bars, and it is a really disturbing story that we break down with former sex crimes prosecutor Sarena Townsend. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Got a pretty nasty story for you to talk about. It concerns
Oh, Lord.
a man named Lynn Lindaman, a 73-year-old pediatric surgeon from Iowa who was just sentenced to 50 years in prison for sexually abusing an 8-year-old girl.
Yep, you're going to burn in hell for
Process
that one.
for a second, because do you know why he got
You're going to burn in hell for that one.
such a severe sentence? Because it turns out
Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no.
his sentence was enhanced because he had previously been convicted back in 1976 of sexually
1976.
assaulting a 14-year-old at a gymnastics camp.
You can burn in hell for that.
Which, of course, raises the disturbing and important question of how he became an orthopedic surgeon. We will get to that. But back to the case at hand. Yes, he was convicted of second-degree sexual assault for abusing this
Nuts, y'all.
girl at his home back in June of 2023. He was arrested the next day, closed his practice. He agreed with the state medical board to stop practicing medicine. Went to trial. Lindaman's ex-wife actually testified that he told her that he was trying to help the girl, quote, explore her sexuality in a safe place.
What? What the fuck?
What the hell does that even mean, you creepy ass dude? TikTok, do me a favor. Just keep tapping the screen like crazy. Let's get 50,000 likes. Hit the follow button if you're new here. And hit me with those hand hearts. We need a lot of love tonight. We're almost halfway there. 2 more and we're halfway there, y'all. Hit me with those little hand hearts. Damn.
My gosh. Took the jury about an hour to come back with a guilty verdict. Not surprising there.
Yeah, right.
Let me bring on criminal defense attorney Sarena Townsend, who specialized in sex crimes prosecutions back in the day before becoming a defense attorney. Sarena, thanks so much for coming on.
Damn, Don, what are you doing? Yo, Don's going crazy. Put some hand hearts. Put some hand hearts for Don. Marty, I see that as well. Desiree in the house. Thanks for the heartbeat. Good to see you, hon. All right, let's keep going.
Let me just start right now with this sentence here, because I think it's definitely the appropriate sentence. But the way I understand it,
I think the appropriate sentence is
second-degree sexual assault carries a 25-year prison sentence, a mandatory minimum sentence of 17 and a half years, but it was enhanced because under Iowa law, since he was convicted back in the 70s of that sexually predatory
gross
offense, he now gets this 50 years in prison and has to serve 42 and a half years. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's not uncommon for people who are convicted of crimes to have an enhanced sentence when they've previously been convicted of a felony. Obviously, this is a shockingly horrible situation where his previous felony matches essentially the current felony, but it didn't have to necessarily. And so, yes, when you are what's called a predicate felon, you are going to be facing an enhanced sentence as opposed to somebody who's committing a crime for the very first time.
When you read this headline, by the way, were you shocked? You're like, nope, I've seen this before. It makes sense, especially when you look at his background.
You know, it's maybe shocking to the general public, but as somebody who was a former sex crimes prosecutor, it was sadly not shocking at all. I mean, it has hints of like the Larry Nassar gymnastics coach.
Oh, God. Yeah, remember that sick piece of... The dude that was like the gymnastics doctor, coach guy. Remember that? That shit was crazy as hell. That dude's burning hell too.
Bruh.
Gross. TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. Come on. Come on with it. Oh, and 50,000 likes. We're almost there. Sorry, I froze for a second. Needed a reboot. Oh, and TikTok, come over to YouTube if you want to watch the video, because you can actually see the video right now. We got 35 people on YouTube, and we're live on Rumble as well. We got 170 people watching on Rumble. So shout out to YouTube and Rumble. Just search The Mystery Project. You guys see it right there? The Mystery Project. Go ahead and search that up. You can find the channel and come watch the video with us.
Unfortunately, what you do see oftentimes is that people with the inclination to commit this kind of crime, they seem to make sure to put themselves in positions where it's easiest to commit that crime. So you'll see people like that, predators,
Jesus,
becoming
DDZ. Thank you for the hand heart. Y'all, we're close now. We got 19 little hand hearts left. And Dawn, thank you for the off the grid love. Appreciate that.
Get out of my attic.
For the refreshment for the adult cup. Yes, Dawn, thank you for the Cash App. Yes, Dawn, thanks for the Cash App. Julie, thanks for the Cash App. And Jennifer, thank you for the Venmo. You guys are very sweet. Thank you for the off the grid love. Y'all, thehauntedSide.com if you want to support the show directly. ThehauntedSide.com. Plus, go check out the merch, y'all. Get the You Look Suspicious shirt.
camp counselors, becoming teachers, pediatricians, members of the clergy even. It happens because they want to be able to have access to those young children. It's horrible.
I hate to ask you, but I mean, first of all, it's one thing for his ex-wife to testify against him, but the idea that he allegedly told her that he was trying to help the girl explore her sexuality in a safe
How dare you?
place, what does that mean?
It
means he's fucking sick.
to me reeks of gaslighting in the extreme. It's a way for him to somehow explain what he was doing in some sort of innocent terms that he thought his wife would buy. It almost seemed to me like he knew he could not deny it fully because the girl was so credible and because he had obviously been her doctor.
Yeah, but here's the question that I have. Did the wife know that this girl was at the house? And if so, did she go to police immediately? Or does something need to happen there? Or get this, and maybe I'm thinking this might be what actually happened. I have no idea. But imagine her walking in on something like that.
What? What the fuck?
Damn. I can just see this crazy looking dude being like, I'm helping her explore her sexuality in a safe place. And she's like,
You what?
hell no. Then about 45 seconds later,
FBI, open up!
yeah. Nuts, y'all. Okay, let's keep going. And his name, y'all, is Lynn, Lynn Lindaman. So that's the doctor, or I guess former doctor. He's in jail for 50 years now.
And so
He's 73, so he's in jail for life.
this was the best he could come up with, and it's not convincing at all. And clearly she was not convinced.
I don't know what his defense was, if he was trying to strike at the credibility of this child. I mean, when your ex-wife testifies against you and says this, I'm not surprised it took the jury such a short amount of time to convict him.
That's right. And meanwhile, there is no such thing as consent when a child is that young. Well, an 8-year-old
Yup, you sicko.
child literally cannot consent to that type of sexual activity. And so even if he was trying to somehow make
No, Astrid, it was at his house. It was at his house. Not in the office. At his fucking house.
it this little
Cuddlebug, thanks for the heart meat. Y'all hit me with the hand hearts too. We got 19 left. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Oh, and 50,000 likes. We're almost there, TikTok. Hit the follow button too. My name's Patrick.
girl's fault, which is
or
outrageous.
not even consent, saying she's making it up.
Yeah, I mean, he could try, but there's really no reason for her to make that up. And that is something I am sure that the jury thought about, albeit quite quickly in their very fast turnaround response of 1 hour. Why would she make that up? And I'm sure she gave enough detail
Yeah, exactly. Cuddlebug, thank you. Hashtag mama, thank you for the roses.
for it to smack of credibility rather than a lie.
Now,
Jamie, I have no idea. He might have picked her up. She might have been dropped off. I don't know. That's a good question, though.
Lindaman, he declined to speak after the sentencing. He pleaded the Fifth Amendment until all legal actions are completed. His attorney, Lucas Taylor, said in a statement, "We're obviously disappointed in the jury's verdict. However, we believe the court erred in some of its rulings and look forward to pursuing an appeal." I'm not surprised. And we talk about this a lot, right? Where
Erred in some of its rulings. What the fuck? Man, you crazy as hell saying something like that.
sometimes defendants who are after their conviction
Don, thank you. Don, you're going crazy right now. Thank you so much. Y'all put some hearts in the chat for Don.
or after their sentence, they choose not to say anything because they don't want to jeopardize their appeal. I'm not surprised on there. I don't know where you think this might go if he has a chance of an appeal, of a successful appeal. You see anything on the outside? On the outset?
He can appeal my foot from his ears.
It's probably the only smart thing he's ever done was to keep his mouth
Shit.
shut. He already tried to say something that put him in jeopardy to his ex-wife. And so I'm sure his lawyer told him, just please stop talking. That's the best thing he could do.
Damn. Don, thank you so much. Desiree, I see that hand heart. Thank you so much.
Of course, everybody is entitled to justice and entitled to an appeal if the court erred. But it does seem like this is a relatively straightforward case, and I'm not so sure that he would have the ability to actually overturn this conviction.
Pretty disgusting case, to say the least. You got to be careful. Let's talk about the event from the 70s, because that's the big thing here. I'm going to lay it out and then we'll talk about it. So Lindaman, my understanding from that.
Yeah, y'all, and this wasn't his first. The reason he got 50 years is because in 1976 or 77, however old he was back then, 30s maybe, I guess it was. No, 77 before, he'd be 20s, 20-ish, 30-ish. He did the same thing to a 14-year-old girl.
Conviction in the 70s. He was offered a deferred judgment at that time, gets to stay out of prison so long as he follows probation terms. Broke that deal when he was found guilty of assaulting this 8-year-old girl. How does one like him become a doctor after that, right? That's the question.
Ooh.
So according to the Des Moines Register.
Yeah, and a pediatric surgeon.
Apparently, Lindaman wasn't required to reveal that he had this case from the 70s when he applied for a medical license back in 1987. That has since changed. That's my understanding. Now it seems that all misdemeanors and felonies, even if there is a deferred judgment, has to be disclosed.
Damn. Mama Cat, thank you so much. Thanks for the hand hearts. Y'all, we're getting close now. We got about, what, 9 left? 10 left. We got 10 left, y'all.
To the state medical board. Sarena, does any of this make sense to you?
It's scary that there wasn't
Morgan, that's what I'm saying. Morgana.
already a rule in place that required him to self-disclose. But I am glad that the law has changed in order to force people to, disclose these kinds of convictions, even in a deferred prosecution type of situation. I mean,
why was there a deferred judgment? I mean, does that strike you as odd too? I know this is from decades ago, but is that weird?
Sometimes these cases resolve that way because a child doesn't necessarily want to take the stand, or the prosecution wants to not.
Oh my God. Dawn, thank you so much. Mama Cat, thank you so much. Oh, we hit it. What? Damn, y'all. Thank you for the love. Holy shit. Thank you.
Expose that child to that process. There's a lot of reasons why cases resolve in ways that the public may not be very supportive of, but there's a lot that usually goes into thinking about what the best resolution is. I guess he was also relatively young back then, and maybe they thought they would just give him another chance. Maybe the evidence was relatively weak because it was a he said, she said. There's a lot of reasons why cases end in that way. But that being said, even if there's no law that he had to self-disclose that previous conviction before becoming a doctor, I would have expected a better vetting process by the medical community.
Yeah. Whoa. Montreal, you crazy as hell jumping up there. Hang on, y'all. Lex just texted me that he needs me really fast. I'm going to let it play, but give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'll be right back. Hit me with the roses and everything. The big roses and TikTok. YouTube and Rumble. Hit that like button. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me like 1 minute.
Before allowing this individual contact, almost exclusive contact with children.
Let's explore that a little bit. Are you saying with the proper due diligence, they could have found out about this deferred judgment?
I think that they should have. I don't know exactly what access they had, but I do think that if you are going to quote unquote graduate your physicians into a position where they're going to be dealing with young children, the most susceptible population potentially, that there needs to be enhanced vetting on their part.
But have you seen this situation before where somebody has had this previous history and they're hired in a position to treat people like this? I mean, look, the Larry Nassar case, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think he had a criminal history before everything happened. But the question is, and obviously he was kept there way too long because there was already reports of his behavior. That's a separate question. But somebody who has a previous criminal conviction, have you seen cases where they are allowed in a position to commit more sex crimes?
Sorry, y'all. I'm back. TikTok overlords. Entertainment and educational purposes only. Entertainment and educational purposes only. Y'all, thanks for all the big roses too. Appreciate that. Oh, I'm getting bling blings too. Y'all, Galaxy Gang. Where y'all at? Go off the grid. Dawn, thanks for the Cash App. Julie, thanks for the Cash App. Jennifer, thanks for the Venmo. Holy hell. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hold on, we got some spam in the Rumble chat.
I haven't personally seen that, which is why this is so striking to me. But that being said, I have represented a young woman who was sexually abused by her physician, and the signs were always there. And that's what I'm also trying to get at. This guy who's in his 70s, there's no doubt in my mind that other people, whether it be colleagues,
Yeah, somebody.
or patients, have made complaints or have said something's off about this guy. And I do think that his employer needs to be held accountable for continuing to employ him or for putting him in a position to allow him to continue behavior that was probably happening to other kids before this even became public.
Now, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. We talk about them maybe not having notice of this. Let's talk about Sherry Moeller. So she's the victim from that 70s incident. Reportedly found out in 2020 that Lindaman was actively practicing medicine, to her surprise. So she apparently files a complaint with the Iowa Board of Medicine. The board didn't revoke Lindaman's license. She reportedly was told that the complaint was confidential. The Des Moines Register reported that a spokesperson for the Board of Medicine said that the complaints and investigative files, they are not released to the public due to confidentiality provisions in Iowa law. The letter that she reportedly received from the board said, quote, after careful review of the investigative materials obtained in this matter, the board voted to close this matter at this time without taking public disciplinary action against Lindaman. Although this may not be the outcome you were seeking, you can be assured that your complaint was investigated, and the board reached its decision after full review of the investigative record. Now, Moeller did not stop there. No, for years, she attended public meetings of this medical board, trying to get them to do something with Lindaman. She claims nothing was done, nothing happened. So she reached out to other associations like U.S. Track and Field. They had listed Lindaman as the president of the Iowa chapter at one point in time, but apparently in 2022, he was deemed to be ineligible to participate in U.S. Track and Field. She also contacted Drake University Athletics, who, after they were notified, they announced that Lindaman.
This is crazy, y'all. Don, thank you for the roses. Y'all, thanks for the big roses. Oh, we hit it. Sorry, y'all. I'm just over here listening to the case. Y'all over here supporting the channel like crazy. Insane. Let's get 20. Let's get 20 of the hearts, y'all. I need some cheek action after listening to this sicko. All right, let's keep going.
Has had no involvement with the Drake relays or associated events. And at the time all of this became public about Lindaman, Stephanie Bond, the communications director for the Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals, released a statement, quote, Iowans can be assured that every complaint is thoroughly evaluated to determine if a physician violated Iowa law or the administrative code. The board takes its responsibility to regulate the practice of medicine and protect the safety of all Iowans very seriously. Sarena, what?
Absolutely shameful. Shameful that this woman had to carry the entire justice on her own back and still fail because nobody listened to her. It does not matter that a box was checked,
that is crazy as hell,
did an investigation, or that, they're not necessarily entitled to all the details of what had happened to her because.
Jamie, thank you. You're right. I did get enough cheek action today from the sun and a little forehead action too. Oh, Dawn. Thank you so much. Dawn, you're going crazy right now. Thank you so much, Dawn.
His conviction was sealed or whatever else they want to say. It is their responsibility. They're not the police. There are certain laws that the police and law enforcement have to uphold, certain things in court that are allowed into evidence and not allowed into evidence in order to protect people's rights. That's very different from just the public interest in keeping people safe, especially children. It is shameful that this poor woman who was herself abused by this doctor really was shouting from the rooftops about this and nobody listened. Where is the responsibility? Where is the oversight? It is shameful.
She told the Des Moines Register, I'm pissed. The fact that it happened since I've been begging and petitioning the medical board to revoke his license just sickens me. This was preventable. There didn't have to be another victim. If they would have done their job, the one job that they have to protect the public, that child would not have been put in harm's way. Now, with that, there is a lawsuit because Ms. Moeller filed a lawsuit against Lindaman under a 2022 law, my understanding, that in some cases it eliminates the statute of limitations, the time bar for victims of child abuse to come forward. So she alleges in the lawsuit that back on July 10th, 1975, that Lindaman was treating her back. That's when he sexually assaulted her. This caused her mental health, emotional issues. Carried.
Man, this dude is garbage. I mean, what? Dude, you are going to burn in hell for this stuff. I can't believe something like that could happen 40-something years ago. And then they still give him the damn medical license. How does that even make sense? Because he got it deferred. And it wasn't, that law wasn't updated. Ooh, sick. Let's keep going.
Into her adult life. This case is scheduled to go to trial in 2025. Talk to me about how strong you think that lawsuit would be.
Good for her. Good for her. I hope she wins all the money.
Yeah.
That lawsuit is going to be rock solid considering this newest conviction. And I think she
Amen.
should go forward with a lawsuit. And I think this girl who was, more recently abused should absolutely go forward with a lawsuit as well.
Yep.
Because they were on notice about this doctor because of the first victim. God knows how many other children were exposed to him, and it could have been prevented. So I wish her the best of luck. I do think, thankfully, that the window was open for these lawsuits, because it is true. Why would she think anybody would take her seriously in a lawsuit back then in the 70s, 80s, and 90s if nobody was listening to all of her complaints at that time? Now that maybe people or the courts are a little bit more willing to listen to what had happened in the past, we reopen that window for adult survivors and let them sue for acts that happened to them long ago. Good for her. She should take advantage of that time. And I do hope and wish her the best of luck.
Oh my God. Yep. Sue the absolute hell out of this guy.
Sickening case. Really,
And then he's going to burn in hell after all of that.
really sickening case. Sarena Townsend, thank you so much. You were terrific. I really appreciate your insight.
You.
When you dropped her off that day, do you remember the last thing you said to her?
Oh, snap. Y'all, we got the next case coming. We got the next case
Terrific.
coming.
I
Hang
really
on.
appreciate your insight.
I forgot to pause it right there. Oh my God. Y'all, these people piss me off. Sick ass people like this. Yeah, I don't want you on my screen anymore, you weirdo. We got another doctor though. The hell did this guy do? Y'all, by the way, hit me with the little hearts. Hit me with the little heart thingies. We're trying to, what is that called? Hearts? I think it's just called hearts, y'all. Hit me with those hearts. We're trying to get 20 of them. We're at 5. YouTube and Rumble, hit the like button. And TikTok, if you want to watch the videos with us, head on over to Rumble. Just search The Mystery Project. Rumble.com/The Mystery Project. Or you can come over on YouTube. Come hang out on the YouTube chat as well. We got 175 people on Rumble. We got 40 people on YouTube. It's good to see everybody. Okay, last case for this one, and then we're going to go over to the lady that was getting in a fight in a gas station. Because after some of these cases, y'all, we need to see some body cam footage of people doing crazy stuff. All right? So here we go. You ready for this one? Let's see what happened here.
When you dropped her off that day, do you remember the last thing you said to her?
I did. I remember I told her I loved her and I'll see her soon. And it never happened.
The death of an innocent woman at the hands of a well-trusted physician.
What? Spawn in Rumble? What's Spawn? Like the cartoon character, dude? Oh, Spam. Oh, I see him. I got it. Later, bro. That's crazy. Let's keep going. Dawn, you crazy as hell. Thank you for the love. Dawn, so much love. Did we just hit it? Dawn, what are you doing right now?
Bruh.
Yep, Dawn just went haywire, y'all. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. I bet we can't get 250 donuts.
Staff members commanded to not call 911. A slew of lies engineered to hide the patient who lay dying in cardiac arrest. And the operation? It was a low-risk procedure, so how exactly did she die? The answer goes back to that same surgeon, the man who was playing God. The man who, for whatever reason, watched his innocent patient suffocate to death on his operating table.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
This is crazy as hell. Let's keep going. Y'all, give me 2 more seconds. I gotta go talk to Lex one more time, y'all. Give me just a minute. Give me just a minute. Hit me with some donuts while I go be a dad. Y'all know how it is. It's hashtag dad life, y'all. Go off the grid too. Because he's having a rough night. He came up to me and his iPad looked like this. Something has happened to his screen. So he's having a meltdown, y'all. And I told him it's okay. We could get another one. But he's having a meltdown right now, y'all. So all the Robux in the world, I don't know if it would stop him from having a meltdown. Let me go give him a hug. I'm going to be right back, y'all. I got to just go give him a little hug, and I'll be right back. Give me 35 to 40 seconds, y'all.
And she died slowly for over 3 hours. But every killing has a motive. This is the tragic story of Megan Espinosa's unjust death and the man who let it happen. It was the 19th of December, 2018. Megan Espinosa, a 36-year-old mother of 2 and kindergarten teacher, was preparing for breast augmentation surgery. She had her anxieties, but based on her doctor's many credentials and the overall comforting atmosphere of the Divino Plastic Surgery Center, she assumed that her fears were momentary. Before going into surgery, Megan received a text from her brother. It read, "I'm sure that everything will be fine, and I'll talk to you after this," it reassured her. After all, it is a low-risk surgery for most people. Dr. Carlos Chacon, a plastic surgeon working in Bonita, California.
Lord have mercy. I heard him say that she went slowly for 3 hours. Man, you crazy as hell. Y'all, Lex is so sad. He's just like in bed, just crying himself to sleep right now. I was like, oh no. I gave him a big hug and I said, it's okay, Bubba.
Had a
Poor guy.
great record when Espinosa started research.
Don, thank you for 20 donuts. And somebody else had the 1 donut too. Oh, I think it was Don.
Clinics. She wanted someone reliable with a good record and an established facility. And that's exactly who Chacon appeared to be. Chacon graduated from the University of Arizona's medical school and had been a university fellow prior to opening his own practice. He had a great record and multiple publications which indicated his expertise. Magazines and specialist publications alike went to him for advice. His numerous papers included practice guidelines for procedural sedation, patient management, and how to conduct consultations and surgery aftercare. He founded Divino Plastic Surgery in 2012 with a mission to provide patients with high-quality reconstructive and plastic surgery. According to the center's website, Divino took great care in educating patients and supporting them throughout their procedures.
One of the things I like about plastic surgery is that we're able to take what we've learned and really provide people with the contour and the body and the shape that they want, that will really provide them with the...
Whoa. Damn Sierra. Let's go. Thank you for the Galaxy Gang check-in. Sylvia, do you drink coffee? Of course I drink coffee. And Don. Oh, thank you so much, Don. You said for Lex's new tablet to play some Roblox. Oh, thank you for the Galaxy. Off the grid Galaxy action, y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just filed the freaking claim on it. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. $250. What? Y'all crazy as hell. I guess that's better than a brand new one. Those things are like, How much are iPads? They're like $1,200 now. Something like that. Nuts. All right. By the way, TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 75,000 likes. Hit me with some donuts. Sierra's going haywire right now. Sierra, thank you so much. Damn. And if you guys want to see the video, actually, you know what? Y'all do me a favor. Come watch the video on YouTube. We need to get the YouTube watch hours up. So we've got 41 people watching right now. If y'all want, come over to YouTube. Just search the Mystery Project. Come into the chat. Hang out on YouTube for a little bit, or put it up on your TV or a computer or something like that, like a second screen, if you will, because we need to get them watch hours up, y'all. So thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you. Oh man, Sierra, 82 donuts. You're absurd. Thank you.
Confidence and the beauty that they've been looking for in order to really conquer their dreams.
Only in retrospect, Chacon's publications would end up being contradictory to Chacon's actions, and his apparently pristine moral compass, nothing short of non-existent.
Damn.
So 6 days before Christmas 2018, Espinosa headed to Bonita for her long-awaited surgery. She was assured that it would all go to plan, and that upon waking, she would have a newfound appreciation for her physical image. Chacon told her the licensed anesthesiologist would be present during the surgery. This did not happen. Instead, Dr. Chacon and registered nurse Heather Lang were the ones to administer Espinosa's anesthesia. She was injected with multiple substances prior to the procedure, but neither Chacon nor Lang were licensed to administer anesthetics. Carla Hernandez.
What?
What the fuck?
That's crazy. So they gave her stuff to knock her out, and they can't do that? How did he have a practice?
Hernandez, an alleged surgical technician, was also present during the procedure. Hernandez had in fact pursued a business major for 2 years, but never graduated.
Sierra, is that fireworks? Damn. You must have got paid. Sierra, stop it. You guys are so sweet. And y'all, we got 101 donuts left. Let's crush it.
She too was not certified to be a medical assistant. Xenia.
What the hell kind of shit are they running over there? Jenny, thanks for donuts. Marnie, thanks for donuts.
De Los Santos was also present at the scene. De Los Santos was similarly unqualified to act as medical personnel and was all the time a high school dropout with an incomplete GED. Once Espinosa was put under, the first implant of the
What the fuck?
This is crazy.
mammoplasty was inserted, but something was starting to go wrong. Hernandez noticed a change in Espinosa's color, an indicator that her oxygen levels began to change.
Oh, thank you.
The surgical monitor began beeping its warning. Mid-surgery at around 2:20 p.m., Espinosa went into cardiopulmonary arrest. This means that her heart had stopped functioning normally. In the case of cardiac arrest, a lack of adequate and rapid medical care is certain to result in death.
My God. Dawn, thank you so much. Sierra, space whales? What? Y'all, fireworks, space whales, jellyfish? Y'all are making the screen go absolutely haywire tonight. My word. And we got 90 of those things left. Damn, this late. But this is crazy. So they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just doing stuff? What? And shout out to Gemini. Thank you so much. On his iPad, press the volume up, then volume down, then hold the power button. Apple logo appears, and that fixes that. No, this is a cracked screen, Gemini. Thank you. But no, he had like a little crack that happened a while back, and I guess it just did the whole screen. So yeah, no, it's not the iPad that's broken, it's the screen that's broken. But thank you. I do appreciate you looking that up. But yeah, no, he cracked his screen.
Chacon, a qualified medical doctor, was definitely aware of the gravity of this situation.
Lord have mercy. Sierra, thank you so much. Damn. Going haywire, y'all. What do we got? Like almost none left. I think you're about to hit it. Yeah, we're at 25 donuts left.
Moises Espinoza, Megan's devoted husband, called the clinic at around 2:30 p.m. to check on his wife. But Chacon had instructed his employees to lie about the woman's condition, and Moises was reassured that his wife was just fine. An hour later, at 3:30 p.m., Moises called the clinic again. He was met with the same response. At the same time, Megan Espinoza lay dying on Chacon's operating table. Between 3:15 and 5 p.m., while Megan Espinoza's critical condition worsened, Chacon consulted 4 other patients who were all unaware of the ongoing murder taking place in a neighboring room.
What? What the fuck?
There's a lady in his operating room dying. Sorry, TikTok, but there's no other way to say that. And he does 4 consults?
You what?
Man, that is sick. Like, that's sick, y'all.
You what?
Chacon also called 2 licensed anesthesiologists, Dr. Michael Den and Dr. Jesus Lozano, in order to ask for their advice. But Dr. Chacon lied shamelessly about Espinoza's condition. He told Lozano that the patient did not lose her pulse and that her blood pressure to remain stable. Lozano offered to come into the clinic and assist the surgery, but was refused.
Man.
Chacon called Dr. Den at 4:49 and at 5:03 p.m., once again hiding the fact that Espinoza's heart had stopped. Even with just a partial awareness of what Espinoza was going through, Den strongly advised Dr. Chacon to call 911. The patient needed to be intubated. Chacon refused. He also instructed his employees to not make the call. Finally, a 911 call was made at 5:24 p.m., 3 whole hours after Espinoza had gone into cardiac arrest. The district attorney's warrant states that Chacon seemed robotic on the phone, as if he wasn't concerned. He described the patient as not following commands. He said, "She's not following commands. She's being bagged. She's, waking up from anesthesia. Her eyes are open. She's making movements and moaning. Well, that's what we have." Moises Espinoza was only told about his wife's condition 20 minutes later at 5:41 p.m. When emergency services arrived at the scene, Espinoza was immediately intubated and transported to a hospital. Her condition was critical. A chest tube was inserted into the patient, whose pulmonary condition ended up improving over the following 5 days.
Damn.
But her neurological condition remained critical.
Oh,
Even if Megan Espinoza were to ever wake up, she would never be the same woman as before.
Yeah.
On the 24th of December, Espinoza was transferred to a neurological intensive care unit, but her condition continued to deteriorate.
Oh my God, you're gonna burn in hell for that.
At this point, Espinoza's family was told that she would never regain neurological function. Espinoza was soon placed on palliative care and passed away on January 28, 2019. An autopsy concluded that Espinoza died due to ischemic encephalopathy caused by a lack of blood flow and oxygen to the brain. Her death could have been prevented, or rather, her murder could have been prevented.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's...
But Chacon, Espinoza's murderer, continued practicing in spite of the incident.
You what?
Huh?
Power-hungry, greedy, and determined to continue his negligent practice.
Man, this dude is nuts. Get the hell out of here. Don, thank you so much. An enormous amount of hand hearts tonight. Don, you are amazing. Y'all, thanks for the off-the-grid love, too. Supporting the channel directly. Shout out to Don for the Cash App. 2 of them. Julie for the Cash App. Jennifer for the Venmo. Y'all, thehauntedSide.com if you want to support the show directly. Thank you. You don't have to do that, but it is appreciated.
Chacon kept luring in patients desperate for his help, and not long after Espinoza's death came another victim. Natasha Louise.
What?
Luis was won over by Chacon, who promised her a full mommy makeover.
He actually recommended a full mommy makeover. So with the mommy makeover, he was including breast. He would lift my breast. He would take in my stomach, take the fat from my stomach and put it on my butt.
She was impressed by Divino's staff and facilities and by its cleanliness. She found Chacon to be very charming, and he seemed to really know his stuff. Luis was so
Holy hell.
old. Natasha's surgery took place on April 6, 2021. Upon waking up from her anesthesia, Luis was directed to sit in a wheelchair.
Shit, can you imagine? That's a win right there, just waking up. Don, yeah, he's getting behind. That's true. He is. He was sad. He's like, can you just stay in here with me? I was like, I will, Bubba. I'll come give you a hug here in a little bit. He was so sad, y'all.
Still feeling the effects of the injections and trying to regain her walking abilities post-surgery, Luis fell and injured her right side. The next day, Luis, a qualified nurse, noticed that something was off. Bruising is a normal side effect of surgery, but why was her right breast bruised much worse than her left? Concerned, Luis told Chacon about it, but was told not to worry. After a few more days passed, Luis started noticing that a patch of skin on her stomach appeared to be dying. She booked another appointment with Chacon, who cut away the dead skin and told Luis that the patch would soon heal with no bruises.
They cut that skin out and
You what?
told me that it's okay, the skin will heal.
But it didn't heal. Luis had to keep coming back in with the same problem.
Came back in a couple of days and they cut more of the skin and they repeated the cutting of the skin for a few weeks. The hole ended up starting off around this size and then ended up being about this big.
Chacon kept cutting away at Luis's freshly operated stomach. Over time, this repeated procedure resulted.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like what you're not supposed to do. What the Julie, yeah, he does. He does. But he's just sad about it now.
In a jagged hole in Luis's stomach, which never appeared to heal. Chacon assured Luis that he would fix her stomach once it healed over, and she set up an appointment with him for several months into the future. It was at that point that a Divino employee whispered in Luis's ear, suggesting that she research Chacon a little more deeply before booking any more consultations with the doctor.
And I was horrified.
Espinosa's death stuck in her mind as glaring evidence that she had been lucky. She had gone under the knife of a killer.
I pride myself on being smart and independent, and it just made you feel so stupid. So stupid.
In an interview, Luis said, no one stopped him after things started happening. No one stopped him, and he continues to be in business, and he continues to hurt people, and it could have been stopped. It was only several months after Luis's botched surgery that the Medical Board of California finally took action against Chacon. In December, the board recommended that disciplinary action should be taken against Chacon. Their
You don't say.
justifications included alleged gross negligence, repeated negligent acts, failure to maintain adequate and accurate records, incompetence,
Incompetence, yeah?
aiding and abetting the unlicensed practice of medicine, unprofessional conduct, false advertising, and dishonest, corrupt acts. The court also ordered the surgeon's license restricted as a condition of bail. As a result, Chacon admitted that prior to Espinosa's surgery, there was no discussion with the patients regarding the absence of an anesthesiologist. But these measures still did not stop Chacon from practicing. In fact, in spite of the vast number of charges against the surgeon, it seemed that the law kept protecting him. Chacon was still not required by law to inform any prospective clients of his charges or restrictions.
What the fuck?
That is crazy as hell.
But the law enforcement's reaction regarding the California Medical Board's accusations were found to be far from enough. Even with those accusations looming over Chacon, he was still allowed to continue practicing. He was also not obliged to tell any prospective patient of his accusations. This meant that anyone considering Chacon would not have known about Espinosa's death unless they
specifically looked it up. Oh my God. Ashley, thank you for the hand heart. Y'all, thanks for the hand hearts. Very much appreciated. We're trying to get 20 of them, y'all. We got about 17 to go. Ashley, another one? Wow. No, too sweet.
Ethically researched Chacon's history of malpractice. Espinosa's family and Natasha Luis's alike were in shock over the lack of measures being taken against a man with a record of maltreating patients. And why did the world only learn about Megan Espinosa's murder 3 whole years after it happened, when the California Medical Board finally publicized the details of her death? Months passed until further measures against Chacon were taken. Months in which Chacon still practiced, putting even more lives at risk. Not even the mounting charges against him could stop the money-hungry surgeon.
Dear God.
On March 18, 2022, the Arizona Medical Board restricted Chacon's license. They had the power to do so since Chacon had graduated from their medical college. As the criminal case evidence against Chacon built up, the doctor was finally arrested at his office in early April 2023. During his initial court hearing, Chacon pleaded not guilty to all charges. His attorneys even insisted that Espinosa's death should not be discussed as a criminal matter and should be in civil court instead. According to them, this was a case of malpractice on Chacon's side and could not be deemed as second-degree murder.
Case. It should not be a criminal case. There's nothing in Dr. Chacon's conduct that rises to the level of being charged with a second-degree murder. This is a tragic accident. It's misfortune, and at best, it's a negligence case, which has already been settled.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop fucking lying.
Excuse me?
The prosecution had evidence of Chacon's negligence, his lack of care for us.
Oh. Is anything happening? Hello? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Thumbs up in the chat. Can y'all hear me? Hit me with the hand hearts. Can y'all see me? Oh, of course not. Fucking spectrum. YouTube. Can you hear me better? Okay, good. Sorry, y'all. My internet is absolute garbage. I guess at wherever the hell this place is, forgot to be today. Forgot. So crazy for like 30 seconds or a minute. Yeah, TikTok keeps going in it. It shut off for a second there completely. You can see, but the volume is glitching. Okay, it fixes itself. I don't know why it does this. I honestly do not know why it does this. Come on. Jeep Angel, I see that. Thank you. What sucks is we're almost done with this case too. Okay, TikTok or Rumble and YouTube, you guys can hear me at least, right? Patrick, your robo voice, oh great. If you guys can hear me, this case is almost over, so I'm going to let it finish, and then I'll end everything and restart because we have another one to do after this. So I'm going to let it play. Hopefully it fixes.
The victim on the table when he's in his practice seeing other patients. We found that to be extremely egregious.
And his gross dishonesty during the incident. All of these aspects should amount to manslaughter charges. Investigators discovered evidence that Chacon had a history of dangerous and negligent behaviors, including cutting corners, using unlicensed, unqualified employees, and putting the safety of his patients at risk to make more money. The judge set a number of conditions for Chacon's release. Amongst them were the following.
I'm still a synthesizer, y'all. Sorry.
He may only perform surgery if anesthesia is performed by a licensed anesthesiologist or a licensed CRNA. That's a certified registered nurse anesthetist who is licensed to administer anesthesia independently without supervision of a physician. He may only perform surgery in a licensed certified outpatient surgery center or hospital. He may not direct unlicensed personnel to administer anesthesia, IV meds, or service IV bags in any manner. He must notify the court if he intends to travel outside of the state of California. He must inform surgical patients of the pending charges he is facing, must provide proof of that notification to the court.
Holy hell. So he can still do this?
Is recommended for Chacon's bail to be set at $5 million. But the judge reduced the bail to just $500,000, a sum which the doctor could easily source, which he would soon pay and continue practicing. The Medical Board of California has filed
up inside blue tarp in the
corners. Must provide proof of that notification to the court. The district attorney's office recommended for Chacon's bail to be set at $5 million, but the judge reduced the bail to just $500,000, a sum which the doctor could easily source and which he would soon pay and continue practicing. The Medical Board of California has filed a motion to have the doctor's license permanently suspended. But in spite of all the suffering Chacon is charged to multiple families and the danger he represents to prospective clients, he is, at the moment, still allowed to provide surgery. Chacon's preliminary trial hearing is set for June 5th, 2023. Since Chacon's court hearing in April 2023, Central Valley State Senator Melissa Hurtado has come out criticizing the justice system for letting the surgeon run scot-free for so long. She said, "I think that there's a big difference and a big concern here. It shouldn't take 3 years, because 3 years is really a matter of life or death, and not just for one, but for many patients."
I think that, things need to change drastically. This entire situation is incredibly troubling and a failure on the part of both the criminal system and the administrative system that's charged with protecting patients from harm.
A 2019 survey from the Federation of State Medical Boards found that less than 3 in 10 Americans said that they know how to find out if a physician has ever received a disciplinary action against their medical license. Megan Espinoza should not have died on Chacon's operating table. Natasha Louise should not have returned from Divino plastic surgery with life-changing deformities. But their livelihoods and health were not prioritized by the justice system or by the medical boards in charge of identifying killers like Chacon. If there's one thing that could somewhat redeem the gross injustice which happened to Espinoza, it would be that Chacon is found guilty. Moises Espinoza said, "I feel like my real closure will be when he's not practicing anymore."
Yeah. Sweet, baby Jesus. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna end YouTube and Rumble. We got another one case to do. Y'all, I'm gonna end TikTok too because I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet. Even though it's fixed now. I'm gonna go reset everything and then come back on. And if I don't come back on, it's because the internet, like, I don't know, fell off my house, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But it is crazy that now it's not doing anything. Now it's just like totally fine. Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, y'all. I'm going to do some refresh. I'm going to like reset the whole system. So it takes like 10 minutes or so to reset. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, y'all, it didn't work, and I'll figure it out before tomorrow. This is crazy as hell. Y'all, go off the grid too. Hit me with a little off the grid action and say, get back on TikTok and Rumble and YouTube. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Rumble, YouTube.